We are here to do an apartment tour and I'm so excited to share. Hello guys, today I am here with Melody Vaughn. She is an interior designer living here in New York City, and I want her to tell us about herself so we can jump right into her home tour.
Thank you. Hello, and yes, I am here in Harlem, and this apartment that I've been in, wow, almost 6 years now.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
It's an 800 square foot, 1-bedroom apartment. Teeny little bathroom, teeny little kitchen, but I love it. My Instagram is Melody Vaughn Interiors, and there you will find a lot of interesting things from, I don't know, projects I've worked on, pieces that I love, parts of New York that has rhythm, style, things that I'm inspired by and from. And again, it's at Melody Vaughn Inc. I-N-C.
We will also be sure to link Melody's Instagram handle in the description, so be sure to check her out there.
Perfect, cool.
All right, so now let's get into it. We're in New York City, we're in Harlem,
Yeah.
1-bedroom apartment. Tell us, how much do you pay for your lovely space here?
So I pay here in New York in this 800 square foot apartment, $19.50, and for what I get, I love it. The location, get a doorman, and my neighbors are great, so it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, good. And what is it that you like about renting in Harlem, if you want to make it specific?
Renting, well, interesting. Coming from an environment, I was in Atlanta for 20 some odd years, and I always had a house.
Yeah.
I always believed that home ownership was the key to it all. But here in New York, renting gives you flexibility. It gives you the ability to recreate your space. Like, I swear I love my apartment, but I can change it in a week's notice just because of what's out there.
Yeah.
So renting here gives you the, the maintenance thing you don't have to worry about, and being able to have the flexibility to switch things up, and really know your neighbors, because there's people in this apartment building that've been here their entire life.
So I know that you're an interior designer. Tell us a little bit what that looks like in New York City and how that has influenced you in your own home.
Wow, yes. So yes, I am an interior designer. My background is kitchen design.
Okay.
I fell in love with design because my father was a landscape designer. Once we left New York, moved to Florida, that's what he did. That was like the only gig he can get and end up being amazing artist.
Right.
And I would follow him around to these huge homes and fell in love with design. But I never saw anyone that looked like me.
Of course.
I never saw in these big homes any representation of a black designer, or so I never thought it was possible. I never thought it was a career.
Right.
While in Atlanta, I started a business and became full throttle interior designer, kitchen designer for Home Depot for several years, and worked for a lot of builders and developers, a lot of flippers, and then in moving to New York, worked as a business development for a large furniture company, and 5 years ago launched my own Melody Vaughn Interiors.
Yes.
Because I feel everyone deserves to live in a beautiful space.
Absolutely.
And my mission and my purpose is to change the landscape of life through design. We were talking about my design style and what influenced it. Harlem, 100%. Every morning I walk, or I attempt to walk, and I'm inspired by the colors, the trees, Central Park, and where the trees move and layer, and then I come back and I'm like, oh, I got a color thing. Harlem has so many artists in the streets. The way persons wear their African fabrics, to the different cultures, to the smells, all of that brings me back to my design and my style. And in my apartment, for instance, the paint color of choice this season is by Benjamin Moore, which I love Benjamin Moore. Shout out to Benjamin Moore. It's called Happiness. And it's a peachy, pinky, dusty rose color. And I counteract it with a strong, dark foundation, which is black. Black chairs, black trim on my frames, and curves. I also like to see the shapes, and I think of a female's body with the happiness. And so those are kind of some of the drivers that brought this apartment together, I guess. Yeah. My kitchen, like I mentioned earlier, is bitty small. I think I probably have 8 to 10 cabinets in there total. But having them run all the way to the ceiling gives you that length and makes it look much larger. And it's a high gloss white cabinetry, which I love. when they were updating the kitchen. I was like, can we get some tall ones?
Yeah.
So it just happened that me mentioning to them what I liked, and those were the options that I was able to select from. Unfortunately, the backsplash was not a part of the program, so I installed that myself. And here's a tip, it's a stick-on. From one of the big box stores, and I literally placed it, and it looks amazing. It looks like glass tile.
Does. Yeah,
I love it.
Love it. I would not have said that it was stick-on at all.
Stick and peel.
Yeah.
Love the countertop. The countertop's a solid surface, south stone, and it's that nice muddy gray. Looks like a cement gray that reads white, reads really neutral. So yeah, I love my kitchen. It's one of my favorite spaces.
All right, now in your living room, this is a wide open space, very into the colors that you already talked about. Tell us more about what's happening in this room.
Well, because this room is multifunctional, when my kids, who are now 25 and 20, were in college, they would come 3-4 kids deep. So my living area became a studio apartment. And I would, and the way I've set it up in zones. The entrance of the apartment is what I consider my mud room, but it's where shoes and umbrellas and that type of thing hang out. And then I have the console table, which generally house my keys, but now it's the mask and the keys. And I'm a true advocate of celebrating what you use often. Let that be your highest paid purchase item, such as your sofa, your television, your console table, your dining table, but also the bowl that you keep your mask in. Outside of these huge blow-ups of my children,
who are beautiful,
which I literally did spur of the moment. I wanted some black and white art, and they were our last beach trip, and I just blew it up and made it, human size. Those are my favorite pieces. But Stacy Brown from Atlanta is a watercolor artist. I have a great piece from him, and I was gifted a piece of Woodrow Nash, he actually makes busts, but it's an African artist out of like Nashville or North Carolina, and he's like my warrior king. So I love his pieces. And above my sofa, I have a piece of art from a local artist in Soho. He waters, he draws this piece
here. Okay.
It's
a map.
A map.
Yeah.
An MTA. So before there were apps of the city,
of course,
you had an MTA map.
Yeah.
Well, this artist was selling it, and I framed it, so it settles me, and I love, brings in a little Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Another piece of art that I have are words. I always have little sayings throughout the house, just to kind of motivate and celebrate, because the power of words is so important. So yeah, those are some of my key pieces. Interesting enough, I had an office, but prior to when COVID appeared, my home truly became my office. And so all of my samples, all of my supplies, all the catalogs, I have in my workspace, but I also use it as a testing spot. Currently, I have this wallpaper that I was using on a project, and I wanted to see how it would read on the wall. So I found a little area, kind of put some wallpaper up, and it works. It's still there. I haven't decided what to do with it yet, but so it's very important that zone be just for work. So when I am working from home, I can focus in. I have accessibility to my samples, I have my client folders, and so on and so forth. I love mixing highs and low price points. For instance, in my dining area, I have this beautiful tulip table from Mitchell Gold that's dressed with the Jonathan Adler velvet chairs that I love. But what I use as my bar is from IKEA, a little Billy storage unit, and next to it is a pretty expensive little martini set. So it's mixing those two price points and being able to still tell a cohesive story. Probably the most impactful decision I've made in my apartment as a designer is to chalkboard my front door. I mean, it has saved me on so many occasions, like leaving notes for myself or reminding me to pick up something. But I also use it when friends come over and I like welcome them, or I'll leave my Wi-Fi code for them.
That's so handy. That's
yes.
a great idea, especially for guests, for
Yes.
the Wi-Fi code. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been, and it works with the color scheme. So
it plays back into your black.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So it's but that's probably yes, I love this piece.
Yes.
Yeah. So my bathroom in particular is very itty bitty, but I have a great picture of my son. It's just the shot of it, so I use it as a canvas. And the key to it is a clear shower curtain. I've tried multiple different colors, but it's such a clean. So every month I just toss out the old and bring in a clear plastic shower curtain. So that's my ding for the bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
We might have to try that.
Yes, indeed. I love my bedroom now. I didn't for a long time. I was just like, it's a place to sleep. But I love my linens, crisp, clean, fresh. But more importantly, what I've done in the bedroom, I'm a shoe girl. I have quite a nice collection of shoes. And with closet space being at a minimal, I took these great bookshelves from Mitchell Gold, glass trimmed in wrought iron, and I use those as my shoe closet. So when you enter my bedroom, you see all of these shoes, and you can see them all. So that's what I love that part of it. Great art, a lot of eclectic art. My style is modern meets bohemian meets art deco, I guess, and that shows up in my bedroom. I painted the bedroom a gray, and it's a heather gray, and it's from the ceiling as well as the walls one color, so it gives me that cozy feeling. And again, no curtains on the window, not big on rugs, but there's enough of key elements in there that I love. Artwork that has that lavender feel, that of eucalyptus limbs. This beautiful dancing piece I bought at an Art Vex festival in Brooklyn, made with wire. It's a ballerina. A portrait piece of artwork that a friend did for me, and she said it reminds me of her of me. So yeah, I love my bedroom. It's cozy.
All right, so we've been through your entire apartment. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
For letting us come in here and share this with everyone. But you've been in Harlem for 6 years.
Yeah.
Lifetime New Yorker.
Yeah.
So tell us, what are some of your favorite shops or eateries or hideaways in the city that we should be checking out?
Ooh, Harlem. Well, outside of all these great restaurants, like every block, there's, thank you 20 pounds later.
Right?
Oh my gosh. But as far as shopping, I love the vendors on 125th. Every Saturday morning, I get up and I literally walk from one end of 125th to the other, gathering t-shirts and oils and just all those little earrings, just great products.
Yes.
And as far as another one of my favorite spots in Harlem is the African Market on 116.
I love the African Market on
Yes.
116.
Heaven.
Love it.
Spent hours there.
I featured them in another video because I went there and picked up a couple of things for my friend Evelyn's place that I did in Cleveland.
Oh, cool.
Love the African Market.
It's great, right? It just makes you feel camaraderie and you to know that slave-free clothes.
Yes.
All of those fabrics are from Ghana, Cameroon. Some of the masks that I have are from the African Market.
Yes.
But without a doubt, one of my favorite shops in Harlem on Lenox Avenue is NiLu. Shops by NiLu.
Can you spell NiLu?
NiLu.
Okay.
Shops at NiLu.
We're gonna leave a link down in the description too, because we have to share your absolute favorite.
Oh, Katrina and Mark, the husband and wife team, they are amazing. They have the best selections of gifts in the city. You can find candles, you can find artwork, books, and they really feature artists that are local, but also artists that they've discovered on the web or just in conversation. Shops NiLu. NiLu.
We'll leave a description. We'll have to leave links to as many places as we can actually down in the description.
Yeah.
The African Market is a fantastic.
It's a great spot.
If you come to New York, you should definitely. And they're so close. So
Yes.
like, you can stop by the African Market. You can stop by NiLu. Like,
Yes.
Okay.
Those are my key places you gotta go.
Thank you. All right, I want to say a very big thank you to Melody for allowing us in her home. I am so excited that this is the first and what hopefully becomes a series of sharing rental realities of places here in New York City and perhaps beyond. We'll see how it goes. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to subscribe to this channel, give this video a big thumbs up, and let me know any thoughts or questions that you have down in the comment section. Please be sure to check out the description box for links to all the places we discussed in the video. Be sure to follow me for more behind the scenes action on Instagram at CeliaDW, and of course, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.